This is Kat,
And this is Saskia,
and this is Note to Self.
your weekly dose of everything that's just simply too long to text. We're back. Why are you always doing so weird?
Now 2 weeks in a row you caught me. I'm trying. My mouth is on fire.
Wait, do you want some water?
No. I feel like I'm on like a
Kat
scene
just
of
like
hot
quickly,
ones.
yeah, on a scene of hot ones. Sorry, she quickly had dinner. She was having tacos.
Damn. All right, I'm back, baby.
You're here. We're here.
Ooh.
Well, I thought we haven't done a love or loathe in a while, but I wanted to bring an item this time.
So all items?
Oh, yeah, yes,
I don't understand.
not like a clothing item, like a house, like an interior item.
Okay.
There we go.
Got it.
Okay, so you gotta let me tell the story because you're gonna be really confused. Close your eyes.
Fuck. How do you scurry these items away when I'm right in front of you and I don't notice?
Okay. Open your eyes.
Why is there a big ass fucking rock on this table?
So, I got targeted on Instagram.
What?
This rock is actually, it's really heavy. So our viewers can see it. It is a California company, and they gather rocks from places around the world that are on ley lines. Have you heard about ley lines? Ley lines.
I'm trying so hard to be supportive right now.
Ley lines are the Earth's like energetic lines, is what they say. You can't see them. It's
Okay.
what people think. And like Uluru is on a ley line.
I have heard of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the pyramids are on a ley line. Certain things are on ley lines. So they gather rocks from these places and then they sell them to people. So this rock actually comes from Egypt. And you put it in your doorway and it helps like clear your energy. And, you know, I'm feeling a little energetically weird after Burning Man. So I got this rock.
So you bought a 5 kilo rock that
It's
is
from
from
Egypt.
Egypt and definitely not from someone's backyard.
And I kind of got a good deal on it.
Wait a second. Hang on. Before you lean into this, I have 2 questions. A, the price point, but also, more importantly, how much was shipping?
So it was $300.
Fuck off!
I got a discount on it and shipping was included. I mean, it shipped all the way from my backyard that I went and grabbed this afternoon.
Oh, fuck you.
I love
Why am I so gullible?
The prank series is so good.
Why am I so gullible? Because that is something you would do.
I know.
That
how good
is
was the
something you
story?
would do.
I would. I probably wouldn't spend $300 on what is a rock I found in my garden that is so heavy. I don't know where I cleaned it as well. I put it in the bathtub and washed it.
You washed your rock?
Yeah, because it had all dust and dirt on it, and I wanted you to believe that I got it.
You think that by it not being dusty, it's more believable that it is from Egypt? You believed me. So Saskia is on this new. This is gonna be the boy who cried wolf. You're gonna be in like a serious situation, or you're gonna show me something very serious, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, right.
And I'll be like, I actually really love it.
And I'm like, mm-hmm.
So I got the idea because there is this girl that tricked her boyfriend by getting a rock from the backyard, and she put it in a box and got it delivered to the house. And she said it was from Anthropology, and it was their new feature rock. And he's like, "How much did you spend on this?" She's like, $100. It was the greatest bargain. And then Anthropology sponsored her, and then they made the bit go even further, and they set up a whole stand in their store with all these rocks. And she walked in with him. And
She
like,
rocked in?
Yeah. She's like, "Oh my God, they're rocks! They're on sale." He's like, "We're not getting more of them. Like, no more of these rocks." So funny. And I was like, who can I prank?
Me.
Yeah.
The most gullible motherfucker.
This is my rock from Egypt.
Where did you hide that? It's very big.
It's on the ground here. It's really
what she
heavy.
said.
That's why I was like, I need to put it on the ground. It's so heavy.
But this is the thing. That thud.
Do you love or
Was
loathe it?
I'm in the middle.
In the middle.
I cannot tell you if I love or I loathe it. I do loathe that I am this gullible. I do love your storytelling.
I think if it was a real item, that honestly, there probably is a company that does this. How great was my story about the ley lines? Like, I spent a lot of work time on this afternoon.
But that is a legitimate. Okay,
no, it's
good.
a total
Now
legitimate
I'm fucking
thing.
gaslighting myself.
Everything in the story is legitimate, other than the rock being from Egypt sold to me on Instagram.
I would not be surprised if you, especially in a post Burning Man vulnerable state, got targeted on social media and found an energetically healing rock.
I probably would buy it.
Yeah.
Be like, that's it.
That's amazing.
I think that's going to do it.
I was like, of course you would put it by your door. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Yeah.
It honestly isn't the craziest concept. The craziest concept is the rock came from Egypt and it was $300.
The cost is not
insane.
the surprising thing there. The Egypt I paused. Because immediately I was like, how much did this bitch pay for fucking shipping? And was it more than Louis shipping?
Oh, true. Louis, no. Because it was
God
included.
damn
It was
it.
included, remember?
Second time in like 3 weeks that you have summer I turned pretty.
The summer I turned gullible.
That's good.
That's
so really good.
I
like
nailed
that.
My sister is our little title caption gal, and she killed that. We love that for her. No, I mean, I was looking at getting a grounding mat. Have you heard about those?
Oh god,
that's a real thing. I swear to God, I'm not fucking with you. I think Higher Dose like sells them. They're so expensive, but you can get ones that are not as expensive. But essentially, from what I've read, because Idris Elba was talking about them on a podcast he did, and I was like, ooh, interesting. And then one of my friends just bought one, but it has something to do with like I don't understand what's in the mat that makes you apparently like it kind of. Again, I think attaches more to the earth's energy. So when you meditate on it, it helps you sleep. It gets your meditations to be deeper and things like that. People sleep on them.
Is it the one that almost resembles like an acupuncture mat?
What are acupuncture mats?
The one that have like the little raised.
Yeah, I think it kind of does
Doozy
actually.
ones?
It does kind of look like that.
Okay.
Because Idris says he has them under his bed. He like sleeps under his mattress and they help him sleep better. Huh. But look, if I had Idris's money, I'd probably do that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I think there's a few things that are helping that person sleep at night.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Not a magic carpet.
No, that is helping. I believe in it.
I believe.
My friend did get one and she says it's been like she's finding it, but who knows? Placebo effect. It's like the rock, you know? Hey, maybe I should put this by my door. Now that I've given it this story.
I think that you should give it.
I tell you what I should do. I'll fuck Jeffrey.
Oh, what? I mean, I know you do that. Ew, that came out. Ew.
I meant to say,
icky.
I'll fuck with Jeffrey.
Ew.
By tricking him.
Jeffrey is a Ken doll to me. He does not have a weenie. He does not have any private parts. He is just a smooth plastic doll. Okay?
That is so funny that's the way. You have to envision it.
I don't like it.
I can't even think about it.
No, but I don't like it. And I'm a sex positive person, but that is
he's your family, so it's too much.
That's
how I envision Joe.
Ugh.
Joe, the time that I accidentally came across a naked picture of Joe in Kat's phone will forever be etched in my brain. Etched in my brain, Joe. I never want to see that again.
It was a beautiful photo, wasn't it?
No. But what I should do is I should put the rock by the door and see if he says anything.
You should do that when he gets home tonight and just say, I was waiting to surprise you, because otherwise he's going to listen to this.
Yeah, like I could do it like, I got this for both of us post Burning Man. Dude, he'll totally believe me.
To like help us with our, energetically healing relationship vibes.
Vibes. I love that. So, yeah. That's my love or loathe this week.
Okay, well, I do love your shirt.
Thank you.
And for those not watching, you do kind of look like moss, but like chic moss.
It's cute, right? Mom found this for me from a vintage site. Yeah, I can never say the name of the brand right. It's that French one, Jacques Miu or something like that.
You're talking to someone who is
you aren't gonna know.
Legitimately like undiagnosed dyslexic.
It's a really beautiful brand.
Drop the link.
Mom did a good job with this little one.
How would you describe it?
I mean, it's kind of like it's almost sheery material, but not for like most of it. I don't really know what this type of material is. Yeah, it has I'm wearing a little glittery bandeau underneath it. And then the sides it feels like mohair, which is a type of fur. It kind of feels like what it feels like on the sleeves. It's so cute.
I like it. I really, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Hey.
Yeah.
Love or loathe. Here we go. Didn't even plan it. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
The excitement was so pure just then.
You just
It's really nice.
Then. Bring me back to reality, why don't you?
Come join me.
Yeah. No, I like it up here. It's so much happier.
Join me. So I do think that you should play that prank on Jeffrey if and only if you are both in a relatively stable part of your relationship. So otherwise it will send him so far off the fucking edge.
But enough of this rock.
Post Burning Man. How you guys doing?
Honestly, like better. Way better than it was. I think it was just like a really intense period and like brought up a lot of stuff for both of us. But I did actually bring something that kind of ties into what we were going through. Because I think it's like worth discussing because it's relevant to lots of people. I recently learned about this guy called Diego Perez, and he's a poet and a philosopher. His actual like what he goes by is called Yung Pueblo or something like that. I'm probably killing it, but it's like that's like his author name, which I thought was kind of cool. But he talks a lot about relationships, and I think he was like coming up on my feed because he recently released a book called How to Love Better, which I think is just like such a great title.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's something like we've been talking about a lot and working through in therapy. But really, like I think this whole How to Love Better and the theory he speaks about is at the crux of what we're going through. And there was this interview he did where he was asked like, what's the number one lie about relationships? And I've kind of broken it up into two segments, but the first part he said it's a total lie that relationships are supposed to be easy. You have to learn how to love each other well while the relationship shines a mirror on the ways you each need to grow. This is a big challenge to accept.
I'm doing little fairy claps.
This is a Gen Z thing.
Fuck! Retract.
Lily, let us know if it's not. But isn't it, when this was the first part of it, I'll read the second part after. I just want to kind of talk through this with you though. It immediately reminded me of, do you remember that video I brought with Jay Shetty when he was talking about the 3 different types of relationships, the candle, and the third one was like the mirror, and how the mirror is often the hardest one to be in, but it's the most fulfilling, but it's often the one that sometimes you'll walk away from if you're not ready for it because of how confronting it can be. And I think that is totally what is happening for us. And I had said to my therapist last week, I was like, a relationship's like meant to be this hard. And she was like, she actually does couples therapy as well. She's like, I've been a couples therapist for 15 years. And I can tell you that the couples that I've seen who have like, if you want to have like a very deep connection, this is the work you have to do. And I think for us, like these mirrors were really illuminated during Burning Man. I can at least, I mean, yeah, you're in a really intense environment.
For sure.
I think I had mentioned before around letting go and how difficult that was for me. And I started to think a lot about how I just like, I think I struggle to let go in like every element of my life. And I think a control element is like a safety element that I picked up from being a young kid is like,
totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's your way of knowing that you can be safe, especially when you have intense scenarios happen. So like when I was really young, we had a huge flood and lost our whole home. I never really thought anything of it. I was like, oh, that happened. But I mean, it is kind of intense, but I was like, I don't have any memories of it.
Yeah.
But it's because my childhood brain blocked it out.
Yep.
And from that moment, I think it was if you control everything and everything is in this box and everything is done this specific way, then everything will be okay. And I know like you've experienced it with me and like colleagues. And I think Jeffrey gets the brunt of it of like, he doesn't show up the way I want him to show up. Right. And then when he's not showing up in that way, I don't feel loved or seen. And I think for him, like I'm not going to speak fully on his behalf, but there's definitely elements of like, he has his own things he went through as a kid where he struggles to, I think, deliver and like show up for himself. And I think like carry through with things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
It's like a fear of failure.
The follow through. And the analysis paralysis.
100%. And I think a lot of it ties into like the fear of failing, right? Or not being good enough. And then that's what is that? It's a perfect storm.
Yeah.
Like you're not showing up in the way that I need you to show up because he's scared to show up, and then you both don't feel loved,
Yeah.
right? So you just this ongoing thing. And it just thought that's exactly what he was saying, is like learning how to love each other well while the relationship shines a mirror on where you need to grow. And both of those elements are areas that we both need to grow in. Mm-hmm. So like that's all coming up. And you're in a fucking desert. I know. So it was a lot. And I think the next kind of part that I thought was interesting is, so Diego goes on to say, and we have spoken about this before, I think these romantic comedies have totally spoiled the culture. They're very enjoyable, but when that's all you've been fed, when all you see over and over again is people coming together only after having one challenge and then it ends happily ever after, that slowly makes you think that love is going to solve everything. But the reality of love is that is only the beginning. That just shows that there's this very strong connection there, but I can feel very strongly for you. So I say, yes, I love this person, but do you know how to care for them? That's something wholly different. Learning how to care for someone means trying to really understand your emotional history, understanding your triggers, learning the way that you like your happiness to be supported, and that takes time. It doesn't happen overnight.
Boom.
Right?
Shit.
Dude, this was a 90-second video, and it to me is one of the most profound things I've read.
I like that it's 90 seconds because it gets to the point and it's like very just, that's a gut punch in a positive way.
Totally. I
Also,
mean, it's
yeah.
like he just wrapped up all this therapy I've done into one.
My good heels.
Yeah,
Thank you.
done. Thank you. Well, it's more like you recognize the concept, but then putting it to practice.
Completely.
And I think that was the hardest thing. And I think there was 2 points to this. And I wanted to start with the second half, which is like how to care for that person. And that's something that was a huge breakthrough for us, actually, was our couples therapist said to us, I think that there'd be a lot less issues in couples if people spent less time thinking about being in love, but how to be loving. And that really hit me. And I think that also ties into like love languages, because love languages are how we want to be loved, but it's also how we are loving.
Completely.
What are your love languages?
I shift between all of them.
Interesting. Is there not one that you like? What was the love language that you were mainly given as a child, or was it all
The
of
one
them?
that is more like most consistent is I'm blanking. It's acts of service.
That makes
That
sense
is
to
my,
me.
showing up and actually like executing and taking initiative and like using your critical thinking as an act of service, but then like words of affirmation sometimes, and then gifts sometimes, which I used to like. I think I was trying to be stubborn and like cool girl about it. I was like, oh, gifts is such a vain one. I was like, no, I love it. I love when someone like picks something up from a store. They're like, oh, I was thinking about you, whether it's like, a rock from Egypt.
I did get you one.
I actually got you a 7-pound one. But it's like these little things. It doesn't have to have a monetary value. And I think as a society, we have linked gifts to monetary value.
100%.
So that's like Joe and I write each other like love notes and love letters, and it's very sweet because it's like not everything has to have a dollar amount and value to it. Like words are more valuable to me.
Totally.
But all of them fluctuate to me depending on my mood, where I'm at in life, and like maybe one day it's words of affirmation, maybe by lunchtime it's acts of service.
Totally. And I think you're right. Like they do oscillate. I do feel like there's ones though that if you're not getting and it's something you need, it becomes really apparent, right?
Oh, yeah.
And not everyone is like, I know I'm not, like you're not versed in every single one of them all the time, right? Like you said, some you need more than others. It's interesting you said the thing about gifts, because I think I used to be like that too. I'd be like trying to be cool girl, like I don't care about gifts. And it's like I actually do like a thoughtful gift,
Yeah.
whether like you said it's a beautifully written card or like something that I had been eyeing or whatever. Or like, The Rock. We'll always come back to The Rock. But I think that was something that when I was thinking about when our therapist asked us how to be loving, I did go to that because I thought for me, the way I feel the most loved is having acts of service. And that's how I show my love. It's like both. I think I can oscillate between them, sure. But like, of course, like I need physical touch and words of affirmation, all of that. But growing up in a household where that was everything I saw. Like my dad's love language is for sure acts of service, and so is my mom's. I mean, you know this, but we lived with my grandmother for I think 20 years, and I know, so crazy. And we looked after her because she was sick. She had Parkinson's. So we lived with her and were her carers. And like, so everything that my sister and I saw from a young age was the act of caring, right? So Jeffrey, on the other hand, like didn't have that, had that type of upbringing. So like, so often like his way of loving is like words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, you know?
Yes.
And that's not, like, I like it, but it doesn't do the same thing for me as someone being like, I got you, like, I'll do this for you. Like I saw, you know, the light bulb was out and I fixed it.
It's like taking initiative.
Totally.
Yeah.
But isn't that wild? I think when you spin it instead to like, this is what my partner needs. How can I give that more to them, even though it may not be natural to me? Like that's, how can I add that into my like loving language?
Well, it also means that we have to like get out of our own way.
For sure.
And like we are all intrinsically? Mm-hmm. Yay.
Nailed it.
Words of affirmation, go me. But like we're selfish people as a society. We are always putting our own needs first, which is good. But I think being able to like get out of your own way and step aside and be like, okay, what does my partner need? And by doing that, it's making your relationship better. It's making your bond better, which is also making you happier.
100%.
Or maybe, perhaps.
No,
Perhaps.
I mean, we were at a standstill where we were both just mad at each other that neither of us wanted to give. And I think finally, like, he gave a little bit, and then it started to make me, like, want to show up in a different way. And that can happen too, you know? Like you said, you can be inherently selfish, and you're just so angry, right? Because you're feeling unloved.
I mean, I'm a naturally resentful person, as we know.
You're like, fuck you, I'm not giving.
Like, motherfucker.
It is hard though. Like I can get real stubborn, and you know, when you're exhausted and you have so much going on and you feel like you're giving so much already, which I think is like women, we do generally there is the societal part that plays into this where we do give a lot. And that can be hard to be like, what, I have to give more? And that I think has like started to subside a little bit, but that was sitting with me for a long time.
For sure.
It's hard. But I thought that, yeah, I mean, this is just like everything that was kind of coming up for us. And then the first part of it was around the romantic comedy stuff, which we've spoken about before, about how it creates these like idealized views. But I think that this is like filtered into our culture beyond like the expectations of like what you think is going to happen, right? But it's filtered into our culture and where people are like ashamed to talk about the struggles because there's nothing that's showing that. And I think that is the other side that I hadn't really thought about. I always think of it as like, oh, like we just think like relationships are like these, like what it is in these movies, or we may not think that, right? Like I think we're old enough that we know better, but like it's still embedded in there.
It's the fairy tale.
100%.
And you know, you and I have spoken about how like you in particular had, you know, a fairy tale mindset of what you envisioned a long-term relationship to be.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't help.
We all did.
Exactly, because it's like you have pop culture and then no one is telling the reality of what a relationship is. So often I feel like my friends are not sharing the nuances, and I think more of them have started to share it, and I'm like, oh, this makes me feel so much better. But I think it's because I started to share it, and then other people were like, oh yeah, I'm going through that too, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not alone.
Everyone mirrors.
Totally.
Well, not everyone. A lot of people mirror, and especially like creating a safe space.
Yeah, and I also get it where you're trying to protect your relationship too, because I think that is an element as well.
Yeah, and I also think we're so, again, as like people and as a society, we're much more likely to complain about something than we are to say something positive. And then, you know, if we're saying something about a relationship or something, that other person listening is only hearing one side of that story. And it's also, I mean, how often do you kind of like run up to your group of friends and be like, wow, so-and-so did this amazing thing. Isn't that the best thing in the world? Like, no, that's fucking annoying.
You're never
that's so
saying
fucking
that.
annoying.
Yeah.
If someone came up to me like that, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
It's so, yeah.
Shut up.
You would. I'd be like, that's so cute.
I'm like, God. Very good for you.
But I think you are right in that. But I think the part that we're sharing isn't like the depth into what is actually going on. It's like, oh, my partner did this. They're so annoying. And then, yeah, like you're not sitting here going, okay, so like what is actually going on for you guys? And like diving into the depths underneath it all. Like what's underneath that annoying thing that he did?
It's also,
or they did.
They did.
We got it.
But yeah, and it's also, you know, sometimes when we're out, it's like you have to pick the right moment where you want to, you know, share this stuff, because the other person has to be able to receive that information as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that is that 90-second clip, I will watch it. But it sounds like that the way that he was able to like summarize such poignant, you know, things is wonderful.
Truly. I ordered his book because I like want to read more about what he's saying, and I'm intrigued at how it goes. But the kind of last element of it with this, like the TV show stuff, is it tying back to the summer I turned gullible. Summer I turned pretty, which is interesting because like whenever I think of romantic comedies, I think of like the older movies that we kind of grew up with, but rom-coms are having like a resurgence, right?
Yes.
And The Summer I Turned Pretty came out 3 years ago, just ended. It was like one of the most watched shows on Amazon. It's about a bunch of teenagers and the most unrealistic like love story you could ever imagine. It's just so funny. I'm envisioning the final scene, which I had told you about, when after all this stuff, they've chased each other down. And it's like 3 months after, and they're back in the US, and they're just holding hands, driving into town. And it's just like happy, 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 happy. And I'm like, dude, they've got some shit that they probably need to work through. But I think what is, you can sit here as an adult, I can watch it and cry and be like, oh, it's so cute. He's so handsome. I love him. But then like rationally understand now that it's, you know, fantasy. It's like my fantasy fairy books. They're just a fun escapism. But like younger kids, teenagers who are watching that don't have that same ability, because I didn't either. Your brain's still developing. So you're caught in this thing of like, I just want this like beautiful romance. And then you're fucking disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then resentment builds.
Totally. And then you don't even realize when love is standing right in front of you.
No.
And that was something that I struggled with.
There have been so many times where someone, like a wonderful person, has been right in front of me, but I was like, nah.
Yeah, you're in your head. Totally.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I want the person who doesn't make me feel safe.
Yeah, right. All throughout my 20s.
Yep.
Choose
Yep.
the guy that was fucking awful for me.
Yep. And I was like, wow.
He's unavailable, doesn't live in this country, doesn't even like me.
Exciting.
Yeah. He seems like the one.
It's so exciting. But it's like this whole like, you know, conversation around lust and love and like what those feelings actually mean, and these critical conversations that you have to have, but being in the right mindset to be like, hey, this critical conversation is not a make or break. It's going to, you know, bridge, like keep building that bridge so that we get over it.
Yeah. And this stuff, like he said, is, you know, it doesn't happen overnight, and it's the most challenging. I so see why people decide they don't want to do this work. And like, because I think there's plenty of people who don't want to dive into this stuff. And I also think that probably that's why high levels of divorce are there, because eventually all this stuff will always bubble up, you know?
Yes.
And you either choose to work through it or you don't. And I think I'm reading more and more. Well, more and more stuff I'm reading from relationship therapists and coaches are saying if this stuff is worked out early, the levels of divorce are so much lower in these couples.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that there are some people who should be divorced.
Yeah, sure. But, you know, I mean, we're a culture of marriage, you know?
But I do think
as I sit here envisioning one day what my wedding might look like.
Is that going to be like doves?
What? No? Doves?
You're like, maybe.
I already know my dresses.
Dresses,
rings
plural?
picked up. Plural.
Babe, plural.
You know me. Dresses.
How many? Oh, that's
like,
fair.
is there
That's
a question?
Fair. How many outfit changes do you envision?
I always thought
Jeffrey,
2.
pay attention.
I always thought 2, but hey, maybe 3. We'll see. See how crazy I get.
Are you going to do like the ceremony dress? I
think I'd have to do 2. Because like you want to stay in it. It's gorgeous.
If I'm paying however up the fucking wazoo.
Wear it for an hour?
Fuck that.
It's crazy.
I'm going to do what one of our friends ended up doing, and dyed her wedding dress so that she could repurpose it, which is so clever.
Her dress was like a classic one that is like you could wear it. Yeah, I feel like that's a good one to do it with. But
her wedding was fucking gorgeous.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
This was a wedding that was in Charleston. And Charleston is a very beautiful place for a wedding. It was also on New Year's Eve, which like you would sometimes question if that would be a good date, but it actually was so fucking perfect. When do you get to be with so many of your closest friends and celebrate New Year's together with people you love? It was so much fun.
That was the wedding when another guest would not step into the elevator.
Oh, that's right.
The next morning.
Good times.
Bye.
There's also this photo of Kat and I at the wedding that we just look fucking miserable.
We have to share that.
We have it. I think we were like stimulation overload. I actually was the officiant for their wedding, and I think I was just like so zonked out after doing that. I'm like couldn't focus.
Well, she had a good point. She was like, I think that you were both just cold.
Oh, we were cold too.
And waiting for a drink.
I do think I was stimulation overload after doing the ceremony as well.
Making of the wedding.
The making of the wedding, the marrying. Yeah, I am ordained. So if anyone wants to get married, I can do it right now if you want. I'm ready.
Who are you speaking to? I'm the only one in the room. I don't know. I'm the only one.
Our listeners, I guess that they can't get married now with us. Hit me up afterwards. I'm ready. I'm available. I really want to marry someone else. I hope someone asks me.
Do not look at me. Saskia just gave me a Furby look.
Joe, if you're listening, if you propose to Kat and you don't ask me to be your officiant, I will never speak to you again. Which means Kat won't speak to you either. We're a package deal.
Remember when Saskia threatened to defrost the embryos if she was mad at Joe? I was like, I don't think I'm going to be keeping them in my own freezer next to the popsicles. But
just my freezer's filled with fish. It is. I have a fish delivery subscription, so I have a lot of frozen fish in there.
I feel like we need to do like a house tour of Saskia's.
We've mentioned
trinkets
multiple times.
Yeah.
Trinkets? Yeah, you could film me. Oh my God, I'll do a trinket tour. That actually brings me so much joy. I have so many trinkets.
I know, but they're all very thoughtfully placed, so it doesn't look cluttered.
Yeah, I do that. I replace them every day. I love it. I walk around and I go, this one go, this one.
You rearrange. Hang on. Hang on. God damn it, Saskia. You rearrange your trinkets in your home every single day. Is this part of your laborious morning routine? At what point in the day are you rearranging your trinkets?
Just like when I walk past certain things, not all of them, but like I'll redo like the little like olive oil stand and like spices little area I have in the kitchen, or then I'll be like, I haven't had that bowl out in a while, so I'll switch the bowls.
That makes sense.
And then like this I'll kind of change up if I like want it to look a little. It's just like it's like if it grabs me, and usually it's once a day. An area of my small apartment is grabbing me.
Do you follow-up question to this? Because I feel like this might be a little bit on brand. Do you and Jeffrey swap sides that you sleep on?
No.
Okay, that's okay.
Why?
I feel like that wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities.
I mean,
to switch
has
things
taken
up.
my side, which I don't like because he gets a really bad back pain or something. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it, but I want that side. I've given up. I'm on the other side now.
Joe took my side on the couch.
Why are you sleeping on the couch?
No. Just what? Why did your brain just go there?
Well, because we were talking about sleeping. I was like, you sleep on the couch? Don't you guys have a bed?
I love a couch sleep.
Like, I was envisioning the two of you sleeping next to each other on the couch. I was like, that sounds so uncomfortable. You choose to do that every night when you have the dogs are on the bed. That's right.
Oh my God. That's their domain.
The dogs did go on Kat's bed and she was not happy about it. They're not allowed to go on the bed.
But only in the morning for cuddles.
That would be confusing if I was a dog.
They know.
Okay.
But they were both on there the other day looking very guilty but pleased. And they were just so still as if I was not going to notice. And then like Albert's windshield wiper tail was like and Manko was just like so polite.
Oh my God. Wait, so you've switched sides? We rotate on the couch. I don't have a set. I used to, but now I like to switch it up. Crazy.
That's so crazy of
we're
you.
living on the wild side.
That is okay. So, let me go back to this 90-second video because I've already forgotten the name. I think it's great that you bought the book. I think that's wonderful. This also lines up, and I will only just give a very brief summary. But today I was doom scrolling, and there was a little snippet, and I will try and find it, of how this sex therapist was encouraging. It was on a podcast, but she was encouraging her patients, clients, to move away from thinking about how often they have sex, and rather like the intimacy that is outside of it. Some people might be having sex every day that's like broccoli, as in boring.
Totally.
And then some people may have it, you know, every couple months, but it's like fireworks. And so her whole spiel was like, I want to get away from people being asked how many times or how often do you have sex. And I think what she's trying to get at is like, what is the quality and what else are you doing from an intimacy standpoint?
Girl, I say this all the fucking time. It's quality over quantity. It's so fascinating. And I got to say, because I've had this conversation with some of my guy friends, is I feel like so many men I know are more focused on the number. And it's like, if you're having sex this many times, then everything's okay.
Yes.
And it's a hard thing to like switch, because I think it's like something, I don't know. I'm not a guy, but I'm sure there's something there around like their self-worth that's tied to it.
For sure. And I think, you know, like around rejection.
For sure.
And I feel it too.
It sucks when you get rejected for wanting to have sex, for sure. But I think a big thing is, for me, it's the quality as well. It's like, when are we actually dedicating time to feel deeply connected?
Yeah.
And that like can't always be done on a fucking work night when you're exhausted.
No. Also, like, intimacy can be, a love language of cleaning the bowl in the sink, or just, taking initiative. That is forming a different level of intimacy and connection.
Yeah.
That in turn may make your sex life more pleasurable and deep.
So it's looking at some of these other moments that you wouldn't necessarily think of as, well, sexual maybe, and thinking of it as how it can be. Our sex therapist actually spoke about that as well, because our couples therapist is a sex therapist, which I think is really fascinating, because like she looks at it from that angle. So
That's smart.
Super. Yeah. She's got some really interesting insights, but she always says that she's like, it doesn't always have to be like having sex. Like there's so many other things that can be intimate, like running a bath when you're not even having a bath, you're just running the bath for your partner.
Yeah.
That can be a form of intimacy, like you just said, like these kind of other, like, and it's falling into those other love languages, right? That is so interesting. And I do totally resonate with that, because I even hear it like in our friendship, and like friends, not like anyone specific, but just like, I think people in groups of friends talk about this, like, how often are you having sex? Like, that's always like a question. It's like, oh, your relationship isn't going good. How often are you having sex? And it's always like almost a sign.
Yes.
It's in pop culture as well.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's very, Joe and I get very frustrated if there is not acts of intimacy, just in general.
Fair.
Sometimes he's like, I just think you need to have an orgasm because you're being pretty insufferable right now.
Oh my God, stop. Wait, but no intimacy does create tension, for fucking sure.
Yes.
But I think, again, it's like broadening the sphere of intimacy.
Completely. And it's knowing when sometimes you just gotta, like, from a mood enhancer standpoint, just get it done.
It's true.
And
and having an orgasm does help with that, right?
Yeah, it does. And he's like, this is better for everyone.
You do feel better
Yeah.
afterwards.
And I
It
was
is
like,
true.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, I'm a little busy and I'm tired.
He's like, just trust me. just please. That poor man just like gritting his teeth.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure he's not grinding his
Yeah,
teeth. He's
I'm
probably
like,
pumped.
okay.
He's probably fucking pumped. Now twist my arm.
Yeah, he's like, oh, back on the clock.
I think there is something in it though around, like, I definitely get triggered if it feels like there's like a demand, which there isn't. It's my partner, and Jeffrey never phrases it as a demand, but it's my own stuff that I've gone through.
And it feels like pressure.
Exactly. But
Not that you're pressured to ever,
No,
to do it, just
never.
more of the pressure to perform.
Totally. And I think because of my experiences where like, I'm not going to dive into it now because there's just a lot, but if essentially like I had a lot of experiences where I did feel like pressured, or I felt expected to perform, right?
Yeah.
Or that was expected. And I think that was drilled into us so often.
So often the expectations of like, we owe them something.
Yeah.
And I was like, bitch, you have fucking navy sheets that are crusty as shit.
Yeah, dude, your towels are on the ground.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's fucking like whatever is going on there.
It is crazy, man. But that is wild where your brain, at least I've experienced, it's like the tiniest little thing. And I'm like, oh, and I feel myself just like tense up and it's like, I can't. And that's been such a big thing to work through and still trying to get over that. But I do think a big thing I lean into is just like the quality of it and like how it's positioned, is it if it's done in a much gentler way. And I've had to reframe myself to realize it's like, this is my partner who like, this is his way of expressing love to me.
Yeah.
And like, it's not someone who just like wants me for sex, which was so often.
That has been so ingrained that we are just kind of like an object in a body.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and it can feel blurry, you know, getting out of that mindset of like, oh no, my partner is with me for the whole package and the crazy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh. He's been there for the crazy. Both of our partners have.
No, but it's so cute.
We're just so cute. What can we say?
Cute.
But I mean, yeah, like I think it was honestly a wild thing for me to think of this as this person is doing this because they love me. They like want to express love through physical touch and wanting to have sex and things. I was like, what? Like, I've never had that. Like, so
I know.
depressing.
And we have to like rewire our brain in a way.
Yeah.
To like also, you know, accept that we are worthy and like teach ourselves that we are of value. We're like high value training treats for dogs. That's a bad. I'm training my dog. That's weird. I don't think I'm not going to go
for dogs.
High value. We're high value.
We're like high shelf treats.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we're
for
high
our
value.
partners.
Let's just say we're high value. I don't like this. I
need to workshop this one a little
I
bit.
should have left that on.
She
a high.
brought it too early to the
We
bottom.
should. I should have left that on a high. That's a weird. On that note, okay, I think that we should. I want to pick this up more when you get the book.
Yes, I do. And I think just quickly before we wrap up is like what you're saying is again, this like shadow piece of the things that get illuminated. And this ties back to what he was saying. I'm obsessed with this man. I'm now following him on Instagram. And the fact he's a poet and what was it? He's a poet and a philosopher. I think that's so interesting. It's the first time I've read something from someone that's not like a couples therapist. And I was like, ooh, I mean, I guess Jay Shetty isn't a couples therapist. He's kind of like a, I don't know, philosopher or something. I'm
going to watch this little 90-second.
Yeah. Big time commitment. It was from a podcast, so I may listen to the whole thing. But he gives like, if you comment on the video, which I can actually, if we post this episode, I'll repost the video to our story. Because if you comment love, you get 33%, very bizarre number, off his book.
That is a decent disky.
Right? I was like, what? That's a discount and a half.
It's time for us to go to bed.
Alrighty, guys. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.